Hey, this is Tony from Imminent Sonic Destruction, and you're listening to According to Metal! Okay, so, Jason, you know that one of my favorite people on the planet is Wendy Dio. You know that.
Yes, it's right up there with my love of Sharon Osbourne.
Right, exactly. In fact, the two of them could be on our celebrity train wreck.
Yes, if there's a
if
there's a bus of death,
if there's a
bus that could seat like 20 people, those two could have a front row seat in the bus of death that like goes off a cliff or something like that.
Right. So, now, forgetting that for a minute, even though she's the one that brought it up, the topic is interesting.
Okay.
Now, we talked a few months ago about the Dio hologram show.
Yeah.
You remember that? Okay.
No, I do, and I remember the thing being kind of torn, that I didn't know if it was creepy or if it's kind of cool.
Well, apparently it did well. And you know, now that I think about it, going back to, and after all, I am 74 years old, but going back to, like, the Pink Floyd laser light shows that you've seen all over the place, especially in the bigger cities, Chicago, Indianapolis, you know, whatever. They do these, like, almost tribute shows. It's like a laser light show set to the music of Pink Floyd. Well, I guess this is kind of in that same vein. Now they're able to produce these hologram shows with artists that are no longer with us. So they could do the same with David Bowie or Prince or, you know, fill in the blank here. They could do Led Zeppelin with Jason Bonham or John Bonham, rather, on drums, right? I mean, they could do whatever. Well, according to Wendy Dio, it's the wave of the future. Like, this is going to become the norm. And I'm not really, she didn't really elaborate on whether she meant, like, stars that are still alive and it's just a cheaper option, or if she meant, you know, stars that are dead so that, you know, the wives could continue to make money on it, or I'm not really sure what she meant. And putting my love for her aside for a moment, the topic itself kind of has now resurfaced since it was apparently a commercial success. So let me ask you this. Let's just say tomorrow one of your favorite acts died in a plane crash. A horrible plane crash. They all died. And, you know, you love them. You've really, you know, you've connected with them, you know, like an Iron Maiden or a Dream Theater or whoever, you know, a band you really love.
Right.
And you had an opportunity to go see the Hologram show so that the music quality is great. Visually, it's somewhat appealing. Would you go?
I don't know. It all depends. Let me answer it as easily as I can. If I've already seen them live, no. If I've never seen them live, maybe.
See, I never got to see Dio live.
See, I did. So I can cross that off my list of, but like we've talked about this just recently on, you know, other segments. Scorpions. Who knows? You know, if I don't get a chance to see them this time around, they're probably done. More likely they're done, and I'll never see them. And, yeah, I don't know.
So let's say they pass on, and 20 years from now, you're like, you know, God, they were good, and I never got to see them. You know, would you go? Would you pay for that?
I don't know. You know me, I'm the most opinionated bastard on the planet, and the answer is I don't know. I also think maybe there's something to be said about the time. You know what I mean? Like, I know this is going to sound awful, but if the year was 2032 and the Hologram Dio show came around, that may be kind of cool.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because you gave it time. You gave it 20 years.
That'd be the 50th anniversary of Holy Diver. So
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, well, would it be really? Oh, I guess. Oh my God. I just pulled that date out of the air, but yeah, or 82 or 83, but anyway, close enough. You're right. So in something like that, yeah, I mean, I guess if you gave it time, sure. But to do it now, I don't know. Again, it's. I know that's probably not the answer. And again, folks, If there's any, if this is any, gives us any credibility to these conversations we have, you know, we don't discuss this till I hit record. So it's not like I'm like, okay, I'm going to say this and you're going to, I have no idea. Dude, I don't know. Like I said, would I go see Dio Hologram in 2032, 15 years from now? Probably, maybe. Now? No. And I think it's kind of creepy.
Well,
is that weird? Is that wrong? Maybe I'm wrong here. I don't know.
No, I think perspective of time does give it a whole new, perspective. Now, for me, I never got to see him live. I probably would pay now to see it, as long as it wasn't too much. I'm not going to pay some extravagant bullshit $100 ticket price, but hey, if it's a Friday night, I got nothing to do, it's, $40. Yeah, I'll go.
Really?
I'll go.
Wow. Yeah. But that, and again, this kind of relates to a topic we just talked about a little bit ago. Like, and this is going to go off topic, but not really. Like, when do you respect that death is death?
Well, how about this?
You know what I mean? It's just like freezing Ted Williams' head in a bucket. You know what I mean?
Okay. How about this? Now,
Han Solo's frozen for 500 years, and sooner it's like, dude, if he's gone, he's gone. Just let him go.
How about this?
Maybe I'm wrong in saying that, but
now, being here in the States, we don't get to see a lot of the better European acts, right? Like, if you live in New York or LA, you might catch a Blind Guardian show, right? Anywhere else, fuck off. You're not going to see them. So what if they toured electronically Blind Guardian, if you're a Blind Guardian fan, which I am, so that you could see them in Chicago or Indianapolis or whatever, for $40, because you're never going to actually see them live, because, like Primal Fear or, fill in the blank here with a band you'll never get to see, and they filled a smaller club. You say like the Vogue here in Indianapolis, which is a medium-sized club, really, but it's, they could probably sell that out with a bigger European name.
Huh. Yeah, see,
what
when
about
you
that?
first no, I know what you're saying. When you first mentioned it, I'm thinking, okay, who in the hell would do it with current bands? I'm thinking, okay, post-mortem, you would have, Motorhead comes back together, you would do that. I get that.
Video
but I
poker
never
machine.
Thought of it exactly. But I never thought of, due to travel restrictions or due to
cost. The cost of the traveling.
If it makes more sense to do a hologram show. Maybe the cartoon in the 80s, Gem and the Holograms, made sense. Maybe they were ahead of their time.
Well, she was truly outrageous.
Exactly. I don't know. Like, maybe, to your point, if there's a band that's huge
overseas,
would people show up? Could we perform in front of a green screen?
Right.
And people would show up and see the image of us that looks like we're right there.
Well, think
but
about
we're
this. 30 years ago, well, actually 20 years ago, video games looked very choppy, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, now I've actually been playing, like, a football game on Xbox or whatever, and somebody walks in the room like, oh, who's playing? They don't even realize it's a video game.
True.
So how far away are we from when a hologram looks so real that you won't be able to tell anyway?
Sure.
And at that point, do they just go up, do the show once, like you said, in front of a green screen, and now they're on a world tour?
Like everywhere, world tour.
Like everywhere at the same time.
Iron Maiden live in Sri Lanka tonight.
And Sydney, Australia. And Beijing.
Exactly, all at the same time. I don't know. Yeah, it's funny you mentioned like the technology part of things, because like my kids have gotten into, and even I have, and Biv, you could attest to this of even just looking at video games back in our day. Like
I had Pong. I had the original Pong.
Well, yes. I can't go back that far, but I remember games like as a teenager going, oh, that game was the shit. That game was incredible. And then I'll show my 13-year-old, I'll be like, dude, check this game out. And even I now go, man, that's shitty.
Yeah.
And my 13-year-old go, Dad, this kind of totally sucks. And I'm sitting here going like, but dude, it was awesome. So
right.
Here we are looking at hologram technology now. Like I said, and we talked about this before. The first one I ever saw was Michael Jackson at the Billboard Music Awards a couple years ago, and I was blown away. Like I was like, holy shit, that's incredible.
Well, I saw the video of Dio, and
I saw it too. It was at Wacken, wasn't it?
I think it was. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think he did We Rock. And I remember going, holy shit, that actually looks pretty good. And that's, again, that's now. 20 years from now, just like the video game conversation, to your point, is it so lifelike that it's not, I don't know. I think the more that we are okay with virtual technology or virtual reality, and being submersed in that kind of technology, the more a virtual concert makes sense.
Well,
I don't know, and maybe I'm just too.
I could see Nickelback live that way.
Well, yeah, absolutely. But I just don't know if from the and that takes it even a step further. Here we are going this conversation. What about with you've seen like virtual reality, like the Oculus and the Samsung Galaxy VR and all of those where you're just taking your phone and you're popping that inside the helmet and being like, holy shit, this is incredible. Do you even not, in 20 years, to Wendy Dio's point, do you even not have to go to a venue? Think about it.
That's true. But, of course, my generation
for
and probably even yours.
Could I, for $10, buy their concert on my phone?
Okay, well.
And live it whenever I want to.
Okay, so I've got Guns N' Roses and Dream Theater DVDs and Cinderella and all that. And I love them. I absolutely love them, and I play them all the time. But it's nowhere near the concert experience.
You're right.
Being there with your buddies, and it's so fucking loud, it's blowing your eardrums out. Is that the same? No. But I will say this. I think I hate to say it, but Wendy's right.
She might be.
I think there is a place for it. It's only going to get bigger. It's only going to get better. And not only for the, like you said, post-mortem, but I also think, like I said, for the acts you'll never get to see wherever you live.
Yeah, so, and just think of, like, if that technology existed then, like, you mean to tell me, like, a Kurt Cobain hologram wouldn't have, Dude, people would have, seriously, like, in the late 90s, the early 2000s, like,
I think even today.
4, 6, now they would. But you see what I'm saying? Like, that would be a huge deal, I think.
I mean, we just passed the 20-year anniversary of his death.
Right.
So can you imagine a 20th anniversary tour, if you will?
Yeah, a Nirvana concert.
Yeah, well, now we're coming up on 25. You could do it again.
Yeah, that's nuts. Like, people would totally pay to go see that.
Oh, sure they would.
Especially if it was done right.
Yeah, I agree. So, my opinion, Wendy's right. I hate to say it, but she is. And it is, I think, truly the wave of the future.
Wow, that's a fascinating topic, Big. Biv, I'm glad you mentioned that. What do you guys think? We will definitely share this. Obviously, you're hearing this, so of course the podcast of this conversation's up. But what do you guys think? Let us know on the Facebook page. And Biv, share, I guess, Wendy's article on the page, and then kind of link that to this conversation. And then, guys, what do you think? That's a great point.
I want to hear him weigh in. I really want this to be a big discussion topic.
Yeah, no, I think this is, dude, good call, man. This is a great convo. What do you guys think?